This podcast is rated G for general audiences. All ages admitted. Mission to 15.
All right, trivia time, guys. You ready for this?
All right, let's go.
So,
Sure.
the reason that they were able to so accurately depict spacecraft in this movie is because Arthur C. Clarke was friends with a bunch of people at NASA, and they would let him into top secret construction sites for the moon crafts. So the writer of this movie was in like top secret areas of what these spacecraft looked like. So he was able to tell Kubrick how they should look.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy.
Again, no internet, right? Because like that's fucking. You can, if you're accessing that shit, you're dead. What are you talking about? You're not going in there, right? Like they had a latch on the door and he broke a fucking thing with a, he brought his what's it called, like a wire cutter, and he went in and put a new wire on there. Everything was fine. There was no key fob. There was no nothing. There was no badge in, no badge out. Nobody saw. Nobody knew. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Jesus Christ, that's fucking impressive, man.
It's awesome.
Pretty impressive. That's awesome. He had a guy. That's how the mob worked back then.
Well, pretty much. So the thing that I took away from the commentary tracks listening to how Kubrick worked when he was on set is that you'd go to the set where they were working, and you like to find Kubrick, you'd have to wander around. He was working on everything all at the same time. So like there was different things going on in different areas in the set of like people working on different things. And Kubrick wasn't like most directors. They're sitting like in a spot and people come to them, ask them questions.
Right, and they're like folding chair, right? That's the way it's supposed to go,
Directors
right?
are kind of like a god being. Kubrick was in there showing people how to do what they were supposed to do. He was telling people how to do their jobs.
The micromanager director.
Yeah,
but he's the only one in the world that can get away with it. Right.
Well, he was the best at everything. He was better than everybody
that's what I'm
else
saying.
at their
So
job.
like when he came up to you and said something, they were like, no, that checks out. No, we're doing that. Right? Like it's the opposite of what the micromanager does, which is like, I didn't see you check that thing off the box. This guy's like, no. You're doing this way. What are you doing? Right. Yeah. That's pretty impressive. He really was a genius. It's fucking
crazy.
So
Stanley Kubrick was also a painter. He was a very good painter. And
he's a photographer, a painter. God, how you get all the creative juices?
He was a chess genius. He was a competitive chess player.
Oh, fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
The guy was out of control.
He's Hal. He's fucking Hal.
He's Hal. Yeah, he related to Hal the most. Himself. Yep. He did a thing too when he was thinking about, he was like, doing the pre-production, figuring out how many paintings they would need of the back. Because like a lot of the Donna Mann stuff, the backgrounds were paintings, which is incredible. They look real. They look photorealistic in their paintings. And he found the best artists in the world to do them. And he got one guy in to paint one backdrop basically for one of the shots and calculated how much time it took him to do it, figured out how many shots he needed, figured one guy, it would take 9 years to do all of it, and then hired enough people to get it done in 2 years. So they hired like 6 painters to just paint for like 4 years straight for the backdrops of these movies.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Kubrick is the best. Like, I think he's the best director to go deep on.
Yeah.
And it's so weird too, because I never even heard his voice. Like I said before, I don't know the guy. The guy was just,
why? He's fucking working. He's not out there doing the dumb shit that everyone else is doing.
Yeah, that's right.
He rarely does interviews. He's the best at what he does.
You see the red carpet, it's frayed on the edge there. You shouldn't be frayed. He's that guy. He's like, he's minutia. He's all the way in.
He only won one Oscar, and it was for this movie, and it was for special effects, and it wasn't for directing or the movie. It's for special effects.
Wow.
Well, arguably, he never played the game right. He never sucked up to anybody. So
nope.
No, he told everyone to fuck off and give me the money. I don't give a shit. I'm doing it this way.
Yeah.
I know the process, guys. I don't. Why is nobody getting this? Right? Like that's what he did.
In between takes, Stanley Kubrick would make the actors wear plastic ponchos, basically, because he didn't want their costumes to start collecting dust. Because that's how obsessed he was with the image of every time, like every single shot in the movie.
So he was basically OCD before it even was diagnosed.
Yes. He was the most OCD to great effect. Like, he was right.
Yes.
He was right.
Like, in a non-detrimental way. Like, OCD in a very, like, good way for art.
He's like, when I film, my camera work is so good, I'm going to be able to pick up dust on your suit. So we're going to fucking drench you in plastic in between takes because I care about that.
Yeah. And he's like, and even if I'm wrong, I'm right. So put the fucking poncho on.
So it's all been positive so far. Here's some weird stuff that he did. He had an assistant that worked on this movie. I don't know what he did in other movies, but specifically for this movie, he had an assistant that would be his voice. If you walked up to Stanley Kubrick and asked him a question, the assistant would tell Stanley Kubrick the question you just asked, and then he would respond to the assistant and say it's me, tell Denny this. And you could hear him. You're standing there, but he would talk through an assistant to you.
Oh, because he's so focused.
Yeah.
Is what he's thinking. He's only capable of like compartmentalizing one person. He can't do 5,000 of them.
Yeah.
They can't just come up to him and jog his memory. They got to have one person who knows me, talk to me. The rest of them, fuck off.
I can't even start to understand that. You know, like that's
something that's not allowed anymore.
I mean, that seems like an insane person kind of thing to do, to be honest.
But I hear George Costanza back. Don't approach the delicate genius, right? Like,
wow.
Oh, the delicate genius can't take my question. All right, fucking asshole. Jerk store called. He was out of you, right? You know? Fuck. That's a hell of a fucking trivia, man. We had to do this. We can't not do this. This is good stuff.
Yeah. No, this is good. So the guy who played the main monkey, I guess the Moonwatcher.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
He was describing like it was a making of. He was like driving in a car when he was describing what he thought about the character, and it was the funny. Like I was laughing at this guy. He was hilarious. He was talking about his emotions when he was playing this monkey, and he's like, "All right, so you're a monkey. You don't know what's going on. You're kind of a nervous guy, but you're kind of big. But then sometimes you get angry, and he's just like, but he's like physically acting out how the monkeys are acting, just like, you know." It's
really?
I mean, just what is a monkey? He's like, he doesn't know where he is. He's pretty nervous. He's kind of a big guy. He's trying to figure stuff out.
Wow.
Like, it's pretty much what a monkey is.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. I don't know. The way he described it was making me laugh.
This guy is like a very good, I think he was was he like a mime? I mean, I think he like was.
There were a lot of mimes. Yeah, they were all very physical. They had tryouts and stuff that lasted a while.
Like he was very famous for being able to do this sort of thing.
It is something impressive to see, like, because I know maybe you know what we should have Ryan and Joe on.
I thought like the monkeys looked really good. I was impressed by how they looked.
Yeah,
and how they acted.
Looked really great.
I thought it was it didn't look fake. It was kind of amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not comparing Joe to fucking Kubrick, but when I worked with Joe the couple times, this is why we probably should get them on. He was like that. He ran his set. Like he was the person that like had all the ideas, right? Like this is what's going to happen. And he saw the thing through. It was impressive for me as the sound guy, just doing one little part, right? His little niche. But you watching him, he's got everything. He's like, well, the sound is over here. We would like this over there. I think you've got that, right? You can figure that out. I'm like, yeah, I got that. And then, but he would go to the other department. So this needs to look like this. And he had it all in his head. So it is impressive to see something like that. And there's very few people that can do that.
The ones that know how to do every part of the job. Because you kind of do. Some people just like fucking flail through their career and it works somehow. I don't understand it. But the ones who know what they're doing.
So funny enough, good story. This is an anecdote. Smash cut to my next project, which was with a DP that didn't white balance the camera. Right? So I worked with Joe. Like when you white balance the camera, you're white balancing the light so that the whites are white and the blues are supposed to be the blue, right? This kid would walk around and the whites would be blue and he'd be like, oh, we'll just fix it in post. And I'd be like, you're a fucking DP? What the fuck? Whoa. Two different types of people, right? Yeah. Like there's one person that knows there's a reason why we do these things. And there's another guy, like you just said, flailing through and he's getting work. He's working, right? Gives a shit.
But he knows how to work a computer. They're pretty good these days.
But they, when they get to professional level, they're not going to find out. You don't have time to do that. There's no time. So you can't fuck with the camera. You got to fuck with the camera on the in. Everything's about the input, not the output.
That's true. Get it right on the end. On that point, this movie, Kubrick did he won the award for special effects, and people his effects team got mad at because they didn't get credit for it. But Kubrick was the guy that did all the effects because he was the guy that was behind the camera lighting it. He didn't make the models. He did come up with he did most of it. He basically did most of it. He was the one making sure that everything looked amazing.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, he coordinated a lot of it. He went and found the people to do it as well. But so
he literally did all the fucking legwork. All right, Mr. Sound Effect or like the VFX guy. Like, fuck off.
And he's the kind of director. That. I mean, I don't know if there's another director where you can every other director. I think had a life outside of directing, or at least had thoughts outside of movies. And it could have been intentional. The reason he didn't talk in public a lot is so this I guess the feeling of him is that he only focused on movies. But that is definitely all the information that exists. Where he spent his entire life focusing on his job, and he loved his job, and he tried to do it as good as he could. There's no question about it.
He's been doing it since 12.
Yeah,
the fuck.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's super unique. There's nobody else like him.
Well, not even that. Nobody even approaches this anymore like that.
No.
Right? Everyone's got a siloed job. It's a siloed job. You do your specific task and fucking don't even think about talking about the other stuff.
Some people do write and direct. Some people do shoot and direct. And some people are really talented in the same way. But
some people think they're good at all of it, and they're not good at any of it. So there's ego.
But I mean, even the people who are good at it, they don't dedicate their lives in this way. You know what I mean?
Well, right, because that's the ego. The ego wasn't there for him. This is literally what he saw every day in his head. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
There's been nobody can you guys correct me? Has there been anybody like him since he did?
Who has that kind of like vision? I mean, Ridley Scott, you can see some of that, maybe. Right? I mean, like Ridley Scott, like Blade Runner was like hanging by a thread a lot. Yeah. I mean, I think that they're, but the idea of like a director that has a lot of vision and really like pushes for a direction, Ridley definitely does that, it seems like. But yeah, he doesn't like pull it off as well, I guess. But yeah, that's the only director I'm thinking that comes to mind that has that kind of control and vision.
I don't know. I usually hate it when directors talk themselves up, but for some reason I think the fact that Kubrick was aware of what he was, and he did talk himself up, but not in an arrogant way, just being like, I'm the best at this. Yeah, I'm the best at this.
He just wanted to do the work. I mean, he just wanted to make the best thing he could. He used the word problem solving at least 30 times during his interview. Like the 1 hour long interview, he's like, everything in life is just problem solving. And if you get good at solving a problem, then you can do anything you want. And I was like, whoa, that is a crazy way to look at life. He's not like out there like sucking up, getting the press and whatever celebrity. Like he's not even doing any of that. Not even like out there to have people tell him how great he is.
Right.
He'd rather not have that.
Right. So he just wants to make the really good work. Yeah.
So Kubrick's right. I mean, it's true. At the bare bones, problem solving, if you have that good knack, you can do anything. It's whether or not you get a good opportunity to do it too. Like at 12 years old, become a photographer for a fucking magazine. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not
everybody. I mean, he's obviously naturally talented. Not anybody could do this.
He was gifted. Yeah. Period. Yeah. And he also had the problem solving. So this is great trivia, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking great trivia.
Here's a question for you guys. If you were in space, how long do you think you could survive?
If you were in space, what could you do?
Out in the atmosphere?
Out in the atmosphere. If you were to launch yourself out of space.
Sorry.
All I heard was Harry Carey. If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
If you were in space, would you taste good?
If you were in space, would you taste like a hot dog?
I thought things go bad very quickly. Like the air gets all like pushed out of your lungs and your eyes explode and all kinds of terrible.
Right.
So you watched too much of that Event Horizon movie,
Hollywood.
I guess.
Yeah. What?
Total Recall. That's on.
Is it slow and painful?
No, it's so you basically freeze. But there's time for that. Like it depends on how
I thought your lungs like collapse or something.
So
too,
if your lungs are full, it's going to be bad for your organs because it's going to expand and it's going to.
It's going to be bad no matter what, right? You're fucked. There's no coming back from this.
You can survive for up to a minute in theory in space.
Okay, a minute. We just did fucking 3 hours talking about bullshit. Yeah, for what? To look at the spaceship going away from you? Come on.
If you, like, in theory, him being blasted into the emergency airlock, totally viable. Less than 15 seconds, he would survive.
That's true. Okay, I see what you're saying.
But also, you couldn't use your eyes because as soon as you open your eyes, they'd freeze open.
Oh, fuck. Fuck that.
So,
and these people want to go to space. Get out of here,
dude. Fuck space. I would never go to space. Space is the scariest thing.
If they were like, hey, dude, we're gonna have you go to Alaska and tuna, or we're gonna have you go to space. I'm going to Alaska. Fuck it. It's freezing there, but I'm not gonna die when I open my eyes.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck
Unless it's that fucking sick movie, The Edge of Tomorrow, what is that movie called? The End of Tomorrow.
Not The Edge of Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow. That one. No, Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah, I would not be. I'm not picking space. Yeah, fuck out of here with that shit.
No, where do you want to go? Paris?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to space?
What do you want to do with your life? I want to go to space. Why? That would be.
They got any good restaurants in space?
Yeah.
No restaurants.
Yeah, right. No.
None.
There's not even a Mickey D's up there. Huh? You can't get a Big Mac. Oh, you can freeze when you open your eyes. I'm good. I don't know, man. I applaud those people. They've got more balls than I do, I guess.
Yeah, man. Like watching stuff on Kubrick and behind the scenes stuff. It's
magnificent.
It's awesome.
Huh?
Learning about people like this, it's like their lives were dedicated to this. This is all they did. That's their entire life. That doesn't sound great.
Yep. It's not. I think it's very stressful too, right? Because there's a lot of money. There's a lot of people's jobs on the line. It's also like, making material right there. I don't know. I'm torn. I don't know you, but like I'm torn on like the dedicating life versus enjoying life. Right. I don't know what the right avenue is.
Trying to do both.
Right.
And kind of fail at both a little bit, but still get a little bit of both.
Yeah, right. Master of none, right? Fuck it. But like if you figure like if you're going to be so worked up all the time, you're not enjoying anything. Yeah, you're enjoying the moments. I figure this is what doctors are, right? Like doctors and surgeons, this is what they do. Like they only enjoy those moments. The rest of life's a fucking mess, right? But they're focused on that, hyper-focused on one thing. There's not enough bandwidth in your brain to fucking deal with all of it. If you're picking that one, if you're going that deep, that's all you can do. The rest of your life's going to be kind of all over the place. So the balance is kind of nice, right? Like
I like the balance.
It's just not, there's not a good or bad. I don't think it's just.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there are people that do that. Like that's their whole life. Like athletes, right? I mean, they're.
Or the cops on television shows. You know how they fucking spend weekends and like all late hours just in the office, like posting pictures on a fucking board or whatever.
I'm sorry. I'm not comparing Harry Bosch to fucking a surgeon. All right. Sorry. Not a thing. Not a thing.
Well, I am. So there. How about that?
Yeah, right. Yeah. The first man on the moon, Harry Bosch. I don't think that's a thing.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, you ready for more trivia there, John?
Yeah,
we're ready.
They actually worked on aliens. They were planning on possibly showing the aliens in this movie.
Oh no, I heard about this. Like there's like one quote on the Wikipedia's page where Carl Sagan was consulted, and he actually said, "Hey, don't show them. It's just not going to work.
Yep.
And aliens will be so different than anything that we can imagine that you're better off not putting them on screen." And I think that it sort of implied, though, that it wasn't necessarily that they were following Carl's advice. It's just like Stanley tried to do it, and it looked like shit.
No, dude. So Kubrick was actually, you could turn him. So there was one day, what scene was it? It was, so the commentary track was the two lead actors in the space part. It was astronaut Poole and Bowman. The actors were the commentary track, and they talked it was a pretty good commentary track. Kind of slow. I mean, it's a long fucking movie. They couldn't talk the entire time, so there were some pauses. But the guy who was Poole talked about how they were doing this scene where the Poole guy came up with the idea when the way the original plot went was that Hal turning on them was much more hidden in terms of the motivation of what was going on. And when they were filming the scene, Kubrick noticed that the guy who played Poole was not into it. And the way he dealt with it is like, Poole was talking. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of a cowboy guy. I felt that Kubrick was like not into it, but I was like, whatever. I'll, hope I don't get fired. And then they called the, shoot halfway through the day, which Kubrick never does. And he's like, oh, fuck, this is it. I'm going to get fired.
Oh, shit.
So he went like home and was just chilling out. And after 2 hours, somebody like his assistant came and was like, hey, Kubrick wants to like meet with you. You want to go to his house? So he went to Kubrick's house and Kubrick just like sat him down, like poured him a drink, started talking and stuff and just like wasn't saying anything specifically. But the Poole guy was like, hey, man, like, I'm nervous. Like, are you going to fire me or what? And he's like, oh, no, I'm not going to fire you. But then Kubrick also switched. He's like, but what's going on with you? Why weren't you into it? Like, or what's going on? He's like, well, I'm kind of bored. And he's like, why are you bored? And the guy's just like, I don't really feel that this transition of what you're saying from like having the robot become paranoid for no reason makes any sense to me. Like, I feel like we should have something in there that shows why the robot would become paranoid. And the guy came up, sitting with Kubrick, like having a drink in his apartment, came up with the idea of the robot lip reading through the glass.
Oh, okay. All right, right.
He came up with that.
Cool.
Fuck.
That's
cool.
cool.
Like he's that smart. That's brilliant.
He talked it through with him. Like he invited him over to his house. And like, even though the shoot was like called that day, he was still fucking working. Like he was like, all right, we're going to fix this.
No, it doesn't end, dude. I mean, honestly, like.
But he was listening too. That's what's impressive. Yeah.
That's the craziest part about those brains. They never shut off, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a fucking great story. And that guy probably never forgets that. He
told the story. He was proud. He's like, I did that. That part of the movie was me. And I was like, cool,
like,
dude.
I had
Good
a very huge part of the movie, like a huge part. That's awesome. All because he was like, I don't fucking think you're right.
Yeah. And he's like, why don't you think I'm right? Why? What's going on?
But that's fucking crazy.
This movie almost got pulled from all the theaters within 30 days of when it started playing.
It was doing it
was doing so poorly. But what happened, for some reason, after 30 days, I mean, this movie was late 60s. This is when, pot was becoming huge. They found that they were about to pull it, but then theater owners were like, wait. Keep the late showings. Keep it at late showings. And people would come in and like be high for like certain parts of the movie, especially the ending.
Movie?
They literally, it was fueled by drugs, just like people being high.
Isn't everything?
But it was like, because it was not like very well received at first. There was like the story that like a lot of people like walked out. 250 people walked out in the New York premiere. There's a story about LA where, and again, I'm getting this all from the Wikipedia article. Go read it.
The LA one went well.
Right. But Rock Hudson left early and was heard to mutter, what is this bullshit?
Wow.
But Warren Beatty came up to the David Bowman actor and was like, you're lucky. He said to his face, you're lucky, and that's it.
And that's true. He's like, he's immortal now, right? Yeah. And Beatty knew it.
He did. He's like, whoa, this movie is unlike anything.
Yeah.
So now I'm in the commentary. So that was the making of part. I'm in the commentary part. I think I've gone over a lot of this. I'm just scanning through it here. I'm glad we had the extra time so I could have, watched all the extra shit.
Yeah, that's true. You did. I'm sure this film has quite a lot. It's got books. I know there's at least one book.
I feel like an asshole. I feel like in a recent episode, I yelled at you. I was like, no one makes books about movies. Then I was like, then listening to it, I was like, wait a minute. We've talked about people in commentary tracks who are the ones who wrote the books for the movies. But those people are so boring. I wouldn't want to. It's about Sergio Leone.
Oh, chapter 3 had the thing that happens, right? Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Bowman's hair was a wig. And that was done because Kubrick was afraid of having to upkeep somebody's hair that had such a definite part. He didn't want to give him haircuts all the time, and because he knew the shoot was going to be long, and he didn't want to have to part it in the same way all the time. So he just gave him a wig.
That's smart. Yeah. Problem solved.
Pretty good wig. Couldn't tell it was a wig.
No.
Yeah, and when you're putting your coat on to get the dust off, you can take the wig off. It's okay.
Yeah. So one of the things I was most interested in trying to figure out how the thing was made. The special effects guy was on one of the making ofs talking about how they made the special effects for the last portions of the movie when he's I don't know, whatever the fuck is happening towards the end of the movie with all the colors and shit. The guy described it. I had no idea what he was talking about. I watched it twice. I have no idea what the hell that guy's talking about. I have no idea how that was made. So that kind of sucks, but he's talking about how they put a camera into a slit and moved it back and forth, and there was chemical reactions, and how they put plexiglass on barrels and spun the barrels around. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about?
You lost me. Yeah, right.
So, I mean,
that's crazy. That's real minutia that I can't follow.
That's all I got.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I put a lot of it in there.
Yeah,
I did a good job spreading it out.
We integrated. That's good. Integration's good.
It is.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, Timmy, would you put this in the top 250?
Without the space baby, maybe, for sure.
Space baby, maybe?
Fuck a space baby, maybe. You don't fuck them. I don't know what the thing is. Is it fucking Earth? Is it Mars? Nobody knows.
John, would you put it in the top 250?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would.
Absolutely.
Movie deserves it.
Especially after hearing all that trivia. Fuck yeah, you better put it in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one time where I'm like, the respect actually is a thing.
It is.
It's not just about an actor. It's about the fucking everything. It's the whole film.
It makes liking movies feel like it's not a useless hobby or whatever.
Right. To appease some sort of corporate structure.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Thank you for listening. This is going to be a weirdly edited episode because he did something in the middle there that's going to be a separate episode. I don't know if that's going to be noticeable or not, but hopefully not.
Well, if you hadn't mentioned it, maybe. But since you just brought it up,
I could edit that out. See, I'm planning ahead.
No worries. Yep, getting you edit points.
But either way, that's going to be a fun episode too. Thank you for listening.
Yes,
our website is mission250filmcast.com. The website has Twitter and Facebook associated with it, and you can rate and subscribe to us on your podcast app of choice.
And let's all give a big thanks to John for putting together
John. Good job. Dude, seriously, that thing worked out better than I thought it was going to be.
That was great.
Oh, cool.
Absolutely great. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
Very impressed, dude. Very impressed.
Well, sweet.
That's fun.
All right. So next week, we're going to watch this thing, 1973. It's got Paul Newman in it. It's got friggin' Robert Redford in it.
Not to be mistaken with 1917. It's a different thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
1973. What the hell happened in this one?
Two grifters team up to pull off the ultimate con. Sounds pretty good.
Okay. Isn't that just what? Didn't they have that movie already?
Isn't that Ocean's 11 and 12 and 13 and 8 or whatever?
Yeah, it's a heist movie.
Heist movies are fun. I'm excited for this one, actually.
I don't know if it's a heist movie. It's more of a con movie. It's different.
All right, that'll be.
You better fucking believe it's different.
The verbiage is a little bit different there.
Yeah,
but,
it's
sure.
Less,
I mean, that's
less
cool.
Ocean's 11, more Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, really.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully that's not a bore, and we'll
we'll
be
see.
Sweet.
All right, dudes.
All right, guys.
Talk to you next week.
See you guys.